Thank you for clicking on this video. Welcome back, friends. Cover my son's college, my brother said, tossing a crumpled paper onto my kitchen counter. It's 15 grand, dorms, laptop, the works. He leaned back in my chair as if he owned it, that familiar smirk on his face. Not happening, I said. His face hardened, but he didn't argue. He didn't need to. Later that week, I overheard him in Dad's study, his voice low and casual. Don't worry, after Christmas dinner he'll pay. Dad's reply was cold, final. That was my role. Not son, not brother, just a wallet. That night, staring at the ceiling, I felt the shift inside me, a cold, steady current. They thought they had me cornered. They forgot I was listening. So I decided to change the script. Growing up, I was the dependable one. The quiet one who stayed up late fixing broken things, bicycles, budgets, even people. My brother was the golden boy, center stage in every family photo, arms wide, trophies flashing. I was on the edge, hands in my pockets, the shadow that paid for the lights to stay on. I bought groceries when Dad's investments failed. I covered the hospital bills when my brother broke his leg. I co-signed loans. Every time the same unspoken refrain, that's your role. I swallowed it for years, until that bill landed, and I heard their voices conspiring over me like I was an ATM with a pulse. That's when I decided to write a new story. The betrayal wasn't sudden. It was a pattern I'd ignored. The Christmas lists where my kids got socks while his unwrapped iPads. The way Dad's eyes would find mine when the check arrived, waiting, knowing. The family whispers about me being selfish if I didn't comply. But that December conversation, my brother's smug certainty, Dad's cruel confirmation, snapped the last thread. It wasn't love. It wasn't respect. It was entitlement dressed as family. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. I didn't yell. I did confront. I planned. For 2 weeks, I smiled through their calls. I played my part. Yes, see you at dinner. Yes, I'll bring dessert. What they didn't know was that Christmas dinner wasn't happening at my house. I quietly canceled the catering, returned the rented tables, sold back the wine. I pulled the rug out from under the performance they were counting on. Then came the real move. I went to the bank. For years, I'd been on autopay for Dad's car, Mom's utilities, even chipping into my brother's mortgage. I cut it all off. Every transfer, every draft, every link between my account and theirs, severed. I wasn't the wallet anymore. I was the hand closing the vault. December 25th arrived. They showed up at my house dressed for celebration, my brother carrying wine, Dad with that expectant grin. The kids were bouncing with excitement. But there were no lights, no smell of food, no table set, just me standing in the doorway. What is this? Dad barked. Plans changed, I said. I handed each of them a plain white envelope. Inside were copies of the auto-pay cancellations, the account closures, the legal notices that removed my name from anything tied to theirs. My brother's face paled as he scanned the paper. What the hell is this? It's my freedom, I said. They laughed at first, called it a joke. But the silence that followed when realization dawned, that was the sound of power shifting. Dad's voice cracked. How could you? We depend on you. Exactly, I said. And you never once asked if I wanted that role. My brother slammed the envelope down. You're screwing us over. For what? To make a point. No, I said, stepping closer, lowering my voice so they had to lean in to hear. To win the game. I told them what I had heard. After Christmas dinner, he'll pay. Their eyes flickered, darting to each other, exposed. You were counting on humiliating me into compliance, I said. Instead, you've humiliated yourselves. They shouted, they cursed, they begged, but the truth was in their hands in black and white. The safety net they thought was eternal was gone. They weren't just angry about losing my money, they were terrified of losing control. I closed the door on their voices. Inside, my own kids sat on the couch, wide-eyed but smiling. Their gifts were simple this year, board games, books, matching sweaters, yet the joy on their faces was real. No manipulation, no strings, just family. For the first time in years, Christmas felt clean. Later, my phone buzzed endlessly with calls and guilt-laced messages. I turned it off. Because here's the truth. The chains weren't theirs to break. They were mine, and I chose to walk away. So when they went crazy, pounding at the walls of the fortress they thought they'd built, I didn't flinch. I smiled. Because on December 25th, I didn't just change the plans. I rewrote my role. People ask why revenge feels so sweet. It's not the anger. It's not the payback. It's the silence after. The peace when the noise of their demands finally stops. They called me the provider, the caretaker, the one who always covered the cost. But that day, they learned something new. I'm not their wallet. I'm the reckoning.
Thanks for watching PastQuest. If you enjoyed the journey into history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories from the past. See you in the next quest.